Amnesty is not the answer. It's just an invitation for the next invasion. And what we're seeing right now in Europe, in Spain, is exactly what's been happening here for probably the past, I would just say the last 40 years. Amnesty is an open invitation for the next invasion because it incentivizes people to come here. 1986, Reagan signed the amnesty deal. It was put together by Ted Kennedy, a Democrat. And then, you know what happened? George W. Bush won the first election, and then he lost his re-election to Bill Clinton. Ross Perot got in there, divided the party. We had a three-party race or a three-candidate race. And if you voted for Perot, I'm here to say you helped Bill Clinton become part of the machine that he is. That's neither here nor there. But what you're seeing right now with this talk of amnesty, it's going to get dropped around all over the place until it becomes normal, until it just becomes part of the average conversation. Now, 40 years later, we can't allow this to happen. But you see this America First, or this, I don't know what first party that's being formed right now with Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, Thomas Massie, Joe Kent. I'll just go ahead and say it, Alex Jones, General Mike Flynn. You're going to see these people all come together. And I think they're going to come together and possibly put General Mike Flynn as their candidate for 2028. Now, I would never disparage his military service. However, he was appointed by Obama to be the head of the DIA. So think about that. Is that who you want to be the next potential president? Is that somebody else that you would vote for? An Obama appointee? An Obama pick? I'm not sure I could do that. I don't think I could hold my nose and pull the lever for that guy. Just like I don't think I could hold my nose and pull the lever for anyone using the term amnesty on the political campaign and then trying to backtrack it whenever we all hear it, whenever we all understand what it really is. That is a major problem. And right now, I don't know if it's getting too late for the president to even implement the SAVE Act. I don't think if the Senate were to actually get off their keisters and vote on it, nuke the filibuster and get it passed, if we have time to implement it before the November midterms. At this point, I'm losing hope. Every day that ticks, every hour that goes by is just another wasted hour that they could have done something with the SAVE Act. But we've got all this infighting. We have senators that just have good catchy phrases. We have other senators that continue to go and gavel in so that the president can't get his recess appointments through and confirmed. We're coming up on 18, 19 months during the president's second term, and he still has appointees that have not been confirmed. We really don't even have an attorney general right now. We've got an acting attorney general, Todd Blanche. And some of these rhino senators like Cornyn, Tom Tillis, Kennedy down in, Cassidy down in Louisiana, but also Kennedy, because he's not really doing anything to push the nuking of the filibuster. They're holding up these appointments. They're holding up the attorney general's position. How long will they hold this up? I'm not sure, but as long as they can. Delay is the tactic. And then the other thing we have happening right now in America is this big divide. They're trying to split and splinter us. This goes back to about September the 10th of last year when we lost Charlie Kirk. And that was a great opportunity for people to latch onto conspiratorial to divide America. And then you roll into the Iran conflict that we're in right now, another great opportunity to divide America. You have Marjorie Taylor Greene claiming, she can't support the president. She steps down, draws a big retirement check, continues to divide America. I believe that is the real goal right now, is to splinter the conservative base enough so that they're easily conquered. Divide and conquer. And at some point, we have to realize that's exactly what's happening. These people are anti-America. They're anti-Constitution. You just saw Jack Posobiec in various clips you can find where he's saying, I'm not a capitalist. Well, if you're not a capitalist, what are you, Jack? I know you were a Navy officer, a Navy surface warfare officer, and then you go on to a public podcast and you say you're not a capitalist. Well, what are you? He said, I believe he went further into that to say that the Bible tells us not to be capitalist. Well, the other thing that you're going to see right now down in Texas is with this James Tallarico pushing for, what I would call free health care for all. Because in the Bible, that's the way, the Bible is socialist and should be giving out free health care for everyone. That's what we're seeing right now. This is a divide of who we are as a nation. This is a splintering of our Constitution. They are shredding what our founding fathers built everything on. And they're doing it in the guise of darkness of America first. Well, we know that's not really America first, because when you're putting other people from other countries ahead of American citizens, that's not really America first, is it? Or at least it isn't to me. I'm just out here this evening enjoying another nice sunset here in Arkansas, enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. But it's getting tougher and tougher to battle the bots, to battle the wits, to battle the low intellect, low information, what I would say grifters that are out here. And they're on every platform, and they're being paid now. We know that. They're being paid by other governments. They're being paid by other media companies. They're being paid by the Democrat Party. They're being paid by fill in the blank. A lot of people won't do anything for free. Think about the last time you had somebody do something for you for free. And I guarantee you, these people on social media with hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of followers, won't even wear a t-shirt with a name of their local hardware store on it without being paid, without getting some money out of this. You know it as good as I do. So to think that some of these people are doing it for the good of the cause, the good of America, you better rethink that. You better really rethink who you're trusting, what you're seeing, some of this clickbait stuff where you're promised one thing in a title and thumbnail, and then you never really get there. Think about the people that won't address the actual issue of amnesty that was brought up by this Minnesota's governor candidate, Michael Flynn. Some people won't even go near that. Why? I don't know. I really can't figure out all of these people that consider themselves to be so pro-America that they won't bring up a governor's candidate in Minnesota. I mean, what you saw in Spain is exactly what is going to happen here if we don't get the SAVE Act passed, unless we get real hardcore pro-America candidates in office. People that spit after they say the word entitlement. They spit or they wash their mouth out after they say the word amnesty. That's what I want. That's what I hope you want. Stay tuned. We do a live stream here on the channel Monday to Friday every morning before I go to work. Give you a rundown on the news, get you caught up on what's happening. Hit the like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Amnesty is an open invitation for the next invasion. Prove me wrong.